Yo, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to another build guide video. Today we're going to be looking at the Greatsword artifact, which is of course the Apocalypse. So the Apocalypse is a very chaos magic focused artifact. Having a look at the abilities here, the Q, dealing 25% bonus damage to enemies affected by Ignite. And then your E spawns a lesser aftershock effect when landing, dealing extra damage in a line and inflicting Ignite also. This weapon has been extremely potent in the current open world meta. The meta being a lot of Scholar, Draculan and spell based builds that people have been running. There's been a lot of love thrown towards spellcasters in the new V-Rising 1.1 update. And you're seeing a lot more chaos magic being used in the open world PvP fights, which this artifact weapon really capitalizes on. This weapon's been super potent in PvP, and I want to get into the spells that I've found success on in the open world, but also in 1v1s on V Arena and everything in between. So let's have a look into those spells. Your entire build is going to consist of chaos magic. We'll start off with the Veil of Chaos. For our first spell, we're running Void. There are some specific attributes and stats on your jewel that you're wanting to run with this setup. We'll go through those a bit later. For the last spell, we're running Chaos Barrier. Also the same thing, particularly the stun to set up some of these combos that I'll go into later also. And for your ultimate, you can use Merc Charge, that's fine. But this build setup is a lot about keeping a distance and then going in. So you can use Merc Charge as another instance of that. But I find Chaos Barrage, especially in the open world, really strong. And I'll showcase some of that a bit later on. So for the passives that we're going to be running, go through each of them. Both Chaos passives are going to be really crucial. Chaos Kindling, Renewing Flames. And then we've got Wicked Power, increases your spell crit chance. Your spell crit strikes have 50% chance to inflict a random spell school effect. Really good. Just be careful with your spell crit chance not capping out when you tab into your attributes. You can play a little bit around with that depending on what stats you've got with your weapon and what you're fusing it with, etc. And then your last two passives, I tend to run Dark Enchantment and Bastion for PvP. Pretty much for all PvP builds, I like to use these two. You can obviously use some movement speeds, passives. Hunger for Power is also good, but namely the first three is what is necessary for this build. The last two you can pick and choose. So let's look at the jewels that we're going to be running. For the Veil of Chaos, the most important one is the first one you see here. Hitting a target affected by Ignite, engulfs them, dealing more damage, healing yourself. Elude duration's quite good. Any stat that involves Ignite, which I don't have in my jewel here, but you could definitely get and fuse with, is what you're going to want for the jewel for the Veil of Chaos. The next one, for Void. Now, these four stats here, especially number 2 and 3, are super important for this. Number 3, spawning 3 exploding fragments. This is crucial for running Void. And then the flames engulfing the area is just extra damage laid out in an area. You're almost like a control mage if you play League. You're able to block off areas, you're able to zone people away, but also you're able just to litter a small area, or even just the area that the enemies are on, that they have no, let's say, dash or iframe or escape, and it makes it really difficult to consistently dodge Void spam in the open world. And for the jewel for Chaos Barrier, what's important and crucial here is the charged Chaos Bolt stun. And especially it being max rank, 1.2 second stun. You need this, as well as exploding it, inflicting Ignite. Absorbing attacks, reducing cooldowns is really nice as well. It means it's up more regularly. And increasing the damage per charge is also nice. All right, looking at our armor, an amulet of choice, it's going to be fairly obvious here with the Maleficent set. Spell cooldown rate, spell leech, spell crit chance. All of these stats is what you want for a spellcaster-esque build. As well as the amulet giving spell life leech. The reason I'm going for spell life leech and not spell crit chance, for example, going to your attributes, you're just going to be careful in what you're maxing out. Obviously, I can go for spell crit chance here, but if I was to go for the bonus spell power amulet, we'd be overcapping your stat there. So you can mix and match with all the different spellcaster type amulets. I find the life leech, because you're using so much chaos magic, you're burning them, you're healing off the dot. Even your defensive chaos barrier turns into a really high damage spell if you're absorbing the max channel damage that you're receiving once it's active. And then of course recasting it back out for sometimes 350 plus damage when it crits and when it lands with that full channel cast. So the life leech that you do get from using the Wicked Prophet Amulet, I think is quite good. For your blood type, you're going to be wanting to fuse Draculin and Scholar. Ideally, you actually fuse Draculin as your primary, and then you're choosing Scholar as your secondary. With Scholar, using the third tier stat here, the ultimate power resets your spell cooldowns when using an ultimate. You can just unload your load, all your spells, use your ult, and then your spells are back up again. And because you've got Draculin and Scholar, it's all increasing your spell damage. And you're able to sometimes one-shot enemies if you play it right. So for coding and for buffs, the coding's going to be obvious. It's Chaos coding. Coding your pistols with Chaos is actually decent as well. If you're using Void, and you're just keeping a distance and you're shooting them with your pistols, having that Chaos damage on your primary attacks is good. But otherwise, you just Chaos coat your Greatsword here with your elixirs of choice. Now, we can run the Bat for more spell leech and cooldown rate. You can also run Elixir of the Twisted if you're not capped out already on your attributes with spell crit chance, spell crit power. You can even use something along the lines of movement speed if you want. Ultimate cooldown, especially in open world fights, to get your ultimate back up, to reset your spells, etc. And for the potion, obviously going to be using the Witch Potion for more damage. So having a look at our weapons of choice here, we're going to be sticking with the 3 to 5 different weapons for this sort of build. If you're more experienced, you obviously run a 4-hopper. But in this instance, the most important, in addition to the Greatsword, is going to be the Mace and Pistol, just for that very standard Greatsword Q, Mace E, Pistol auto attack combo, right? But also you can run axes. For your E, you stun them, right? So you give them an E there, and then you stun them, you get a free Void off. And then running something a little bit longer range, you go crossbow or longbow. Either or is fine. Both Qs are going to slow, which is going to set up a Void from afar. So these are the 5 weapons, interchangeably with like the crossbow and such, that I would run with this artifact. So speaking of the weapon swap combos, I want to touch on what I just mentioned earlier, which was the very bread and butter combo that you're going to be using. There's 2 ways to go about it. You can Mace E into Greatsword Q, and then Pistol, or even just fucking whack him with a Greatsword. The better one, or I guess the more used version of that, would be the Greatsword Q into Mace E into Pistol auto attack. That's the other one. Now, outside of that, involving Void, as I mentioned, you can give a quick Axe E, stun them, use a Void. It's close to a true combo. Similarly, using Chaos Barrier to then also set up a Void. Just attack him, make sure he attacks us. Right, and then you go for a stun, and then you can get a free Void off. This is why the stun stat on the Jewel is just crucial for this build. But there's a lot of different ways that you can combo not only your weapons, but your abilities with. Something just as simple as this. Stunning them, then you go like that, and then you go into this, then that, and then bang. Right, that's a fuckload of damage. Very easy to set up. All you need to use as a catalyst is the Chaos Barrier stun. Immediately use a Void, and as the Void's landing, you use your Greatsword Q, which is going to fucking roll them in damage with the Apocalypse. So yeah, just in summary, the Apocalypse, really strong artifact, especially in the current meta, where spellcasters really shine. Using this exact or similar setup, I guarantee you'll find success. It's a lot of an easier setup to run than some of the other builds that I've gone into, namely because Void spam just in itself, without sort of adding in all of these different intricacies, is very strong. It always has been, especially now with the 1.1 patch. So make sure that you're going to your trader and buying Greatsword Gambers, trying to find the Apocalypse. It's really strong, super potent, and also is a great artifact to abuse in the current meta. I'll show a little bit more of what the combat for this looks like in some open world PvP and also some duels on V-Arena. If you like these sort of build videos, leave me a comment, maybe a suggestion on what other artifacts or builds or guides that you'd like to see. But without further ado, enjoy the duels. Cheers. Let's go back. Pushing him back here.
Wait, what? Oh my god.
Big.
I'm dead.
I don't have my ult on.
Scrummo.
Fuck, bro. You line up every time, eh?
Kai? You okay?
I didn't have my ult on. What the fuck?
I want you.
Scrummo's almost dead here. Scrummo's dead. Coming over to Kai.
I used to carry.
How is this tree health spots in front of me? Like, it doesn't even matter. Like,
I'm fighting them still.
Yeah, we'll come back. Just 15 seconds.
yeah, you're carrying red bit unless they're finishing us. Yeah. Oh, we got one.
I'm still fighting.
Yeah, come back.
Oh, just resurrect trees up fire.
I hit him off.
He's still by himself.
I'm on him, fighting. Denator. On me. Stunned one.
Yeah, they're all coming in now. So.
Good Denator.
The whole squad's rolling in to help. I'm coming in behind them.
Fuck him up, mate. Fuck him up.
I'm gonna get the shard in a sec. Get the shard.
Someone else trying to throw past me. Mr. Bushy.
Is he fighting us? Yeah, he's fighting us. Mr. Bushy? He's almost dead. Just destroyed him in fucking damn shit. Yes, onion.
Onion. I'm ulting onion.
Can I move behind me? Mr. Bushy, over there.
Onion's fucking low as fuck.
Yeah, he's low.
I've hit him with explosive shot.
Coming. Yeah, she dead yet?
Oh my god, the fucking boss is hitting me.
Go and Taka. Oh, bro, the boss just fucking CC'd me. What is that?
Do you want to finish it or?
Keep going.
Oh,
GG.
well played.